concept. Then you can see the matching concept. So here matching concepts, the name indicates matching concept refers to what are the activities happen in your business. It should be related to particular period of accounting, or else it should be related to the activities happened in your business. It is what we call as matching concept. Just to go with the example. For example, if you recorded sales, or else if hope you know the cost of sales, or commission payable, or discount payable. So these three transactions related to what? Sales. So cost of goods, nothing but how much of cost that you spend on purchase of goods, cost of goods. Commission, nothing but how much of commission will be given for a brokerage, for increasing your sales. And discount allowance, how much of discount that you allowed sales to increasing of sales. So all the expenses related to the particular activity, what? Sales. That is what we call as matching concept. So matching concept always try to identify the activities happened and what are the activities happened that should relate to the particular year or not, or else the activities related to the particular event or not. That is what we call as matching concept. Then you can see realization concept. So realization concept here refers to, that means realization concept, or what we call it as accrual concept. It means, so many transactions may happen. So you should only record the transaction when which actually realized to you. For example, I placed an order in Amazon. So I ordered today. The worth rupees 1000 rupees, worth rupees a watch I ordered today. Do you look back your Amazon app? I mean, when you are ordering, that notification will come to you. Until unless you receive the order, you have a possibility of cancel the order. Observe carefully. You have a possibility of cancel the order. For example, today I ordered. Today I think, tomorrow I'll think, day after tomorrow I'll think. Order is going to come in next day. Day before I cancelled the order. So what happens? The transaction won't happens. For Amazon company, the transaction won't happens. So what this concept says, for example, today I ordered something. Until unless I received the order, don't record the transaction into account as a sales. Don't record the transaction into account as a sales. For example, today I may get, for example, I am an Amazon company. Today I may get 1000 orders. I should not record all the 1000 orders as a sales, because the possibility of cancellation is there until unless the order is delivered. So that is what the realization concept says, that until the activity happens, until the goods particularly delivered and cash cleared to you, you should not record it as a sales. That is what we call it as realization concept. That is what we call it as realization concept. Then look at the next one, cost concept. So the name indicates cost, nothing but actual cost incurred to buy or produce a thing or an article. What we call it as cost. So for example, take today I purchased a building. Today I purchased a building worth rupees 110 lakhs. Worth rupees 110 lakhs. So I purchased today, I entered, so they can give that invoice to me worth rupees 10 lakhs, that I should record in my books of accounts. Tomorrow the building value become increased by 2 lakhs. Did I change my book? Did I change 10 lakhs to 12 lakhs in my books of accounts? No. Why? Because how much you spent during the time of acquisition of any title of goods, what price you paid, you should record the same price in your books of accounts, not the market values. The market value might be up or down, no matter. How much you paid initially at the time of acquisition, of goods, those prices should be recorded in your books of accounts. That is what we call it as cost concepts. These are the various concepts of accounting concepts. Then we'll see accounting conventions. So accounting conventions is also part of accounting principles, where it has been two types. One is accounting concepts and accounting conventions. So here what the conventions here refers to the supporting role of accounting. Supporting role of accounting here what refers to conventions. So they have certain principles. Let us see what are the principles here. They have four principles. Convention of consistency. Convention of consistency. So convention of consistency here refers to, for example, I am starting business from past 10 years. So one year I am taking into account of one type of accounting standards. So you know the basic accounting formats are the base of two bases. One is the American accounting principles and English accounting principles. So we are all following English accounting principles. So what I do is 1 year I will follow American system, 1 year I follow British system. So what happens? The entire accounting pro forma is going to get changed every year because it changes everything. How you maintain, how you record, how you calculate, everything it changes. So different accounting standards that you are facing year by year, it does not call it as consistency. So what this convention of consistency says is you have to follow the same principles and rules and guidelines until unless you shut down your account. On that time you should know you can add a feature called comparability of accounts over the year by year. It is what we call it as convention of consistency. That means you have to follow the same principles and accounting standards over year by year. It makes your accounting leads to efficient manner. It is what we call it as convention of consistency. Next you can see convention of disclosure. So ultimately the purpose of doing accounting is to find out profit or loss and balance sheet. Means the profit and loss will define what showcases your operational efficiency of the firm, and balance sheet showcases your financial position of the firm. So obviously that you know, according to the Companies Act, every company whatever preparation of its books of accounts should display to the public, to its shareholders, to its stakeholders, and that announced in the newspapers or journals and magazines. So another accounting convention is to disclosure. The main purpose is to showcasing of our operational efficiency and financial positions to the public. That is what called as disclosure. Here disclosure refers to the view of profit and loss account or income statement or balance sheet. That is what we call it as convention of disclosure. With this principle, it should add some transparency to our business. So what we are doing from past 1 year, with the help of the financial records that we can visible to everyone, so they can easily analyze our business and they can easily trust our business. That is what we call it as convention of disclosure. Then we can see convention of conservatism. Convention of conservatism. So here what convention of conservatism says? So conservatism here, the principle showcases that underestimate your assets and overestimate your liabilities. Based on this principle, what happens in business, exactly the business, what happens in business, I underestimate my assets and incomes. So this principle says, don't anticipate your incomes, so anticipate your expenses. So the reason is very simple. We should be in a safer side when the debits will come overhead. Debits in the sense means liabilities. That means the business is supposed to pay some third parties. On that time we cannot say we don't have. So it's like a safe mode. The converse says the business into safe mode because it gives more importance for the outside liabilities. So on that time what happens? When we always give importance for outside liabilities, we are underestimating our assets and we are not taking into our incomes into account, but we are only giving more preference to clearing up our debts. So it showcases your business ethics. That means what kind of principles that you have followed while clearing up debts, and indirectly builds your trust. So it builds your trust. Obviously, when you're dealing with liabilities, the creditors or some third parties, if you lost trust of your company, you can't do business. You can't do business. So this principle builds a trust to your company. This principle builds a trust to your company. So on the time when you have an efficient financial system, when you have efficient clearing of your debts, obviously the millions of money pour into your business. That is what you have to follow the convention of conservatism. Then you consider the next concept, convention of materiality. Convention of materiality. So the convention of materiality is nothing but how we are going to record your business transactions. Sometimes you should not record. Sometimes omissions may happen, errors may happen. Sometimes you should not follow accounting principles. So anything may happen, but you have to show that materiality. For example, petty expenses. So from financial management point of view, each and every rupee is important. But petty expenses like for example, 10 rupees or 50 rupees worth of stationery that you bought. So if you record everything, for example, 5 rupees pen, 5 rupees duster, 5 rupees eraser, 110 rupees scale. So if you record everything into your P&L account, it leads to certain confusion or it confuses the accounts. The transactions may be more. At the same time, we cannot convert it as assets. For example, stationery, for example, this pen I cannot showcase it's my asset for 50 rupees to the balance sheet. So on the time, what happens? Sometimes you ignore it, and sometimes you can make a charge of altogether like sundry expenses, like sundry petty expenses. Sundry petty expenses, it may realize into money later, but you have to record it. Sometimes you miss it also. So those kind of things what we call as convention of materiality. Convention of materiality. These are the 4 conventions, and based on these accounting concepts or accounting conventions only, we are going to record our books of accounts. That is what we call as accounting principles. Thank you.